today to speak about a subject that is not mentioned so much anymore. Breastfeeding is not as widely practiced as it once was many years ago. Mammals are the only animals that breastfeed, and because humans are mammals, we also have that capability. When I became pregnant with my first child, I began to research breastfeeding. I wasn't sure if it was right for me, but it turned out to be one of the few things that I am very successful at, as you can see. Now, I have two children, and neither one of them have been on formula for an extended period of time. I wanted to give my children the best I could, and their doctor even says they are very healthy and well, as you can see.
Yes.
I was never against formula, it just isn't as natural as breast milk. My body produces it, so I know what it is made of. Breastfeeding has many benefits to babies, mothers, and our society. It is also more economically and environmentally friendly. In other countries, it may be the only form of nutrition a mother may have to feed her baby. Breast milk is made by certain cells inside the breast. The cells that make the milk are called alveoli. The hormone prolactin stimulates the alveoli to produce milk. Oxytocin is the hormone that causes muscles around the cells to contract, and that sends the milk through the milk duct. When the milk is moved through the duct, it is called the letdown reflex. These hormones may be what causes a mother to experience the intense need to bond with her baby. Breastfeeding has many benefits, as we have mentioned, to babies, mothers, and society, but it perhaps benefits the babies the most. Breast milk contains antibodies that protect the baby. The first breast milk that is made by the mother is yellow and thick. This milk is called colostrum, and it contains more nutrients and antibodies than the mature milk that follows. Colostrum is sometimes referred to as liquid gold because the body only produces a small amount for the first few days before the regular milk comes in. Another benefit of breast milk is that it changes according to what your baby needs. The first milk changes into mature milk, which is thinner, but it still gives the baby the right amount of nutrients and antibodies. Mature milk also contains the sugar, protein, water, and fat that the baby needs. This protects the baby from disease. Breast milk is easier to digest than formula, and it has a chemical makeup that cannot be duplicated by any formula. Formula contains proteins that a baby's stomach must adjust to digesting them. Preterm babies really benefit from breast milk. Preterm infants who had breast milk scored higher on mental development tests than babies who only had formula. Those breastfed infants were also less likely to be hospitalized after being released. Full-term infants that have been giving breast milk are less likely to have ear infections, skin allergies, respiratory infections, and diarrheal diseases. Some studies have even shown breastfed babies are less likely to be obese or overweight once they become adults. Preterm infants are first fed breast milk through a feeding tube, and babies that were fed this milk instead of formula were able to leave the neonatal units quicker. Breastfeeding is also beneficial for mothers. It encourages bonding. It is easier and it saves money. When the baby feeds, the hormones cause the uterus to shrink faster. It has also caused mothers to have a lower risk in having type 2 diabetes, breast and ovarian cancer, and postpartum depression. It still hasn't been determined if breastfeeding affects weight loss and osteoporosis on the mother. Also, a breastfeeding mother misses less work due to the fact that she is healthier and her baby is sick less often. Society benefits from breastfeeding in many ways. There is a reduced amount of infant death and lower medical costs for infants. Mothers miss less work, which causes a lower medical cost for the employer. It is environmentally friendly because it creates less weight than formula feeding. During emergencies, it protects babies from contaminated water, respiratory illness, diarrhea, and prevents hypothermia. Breastfeeding is also important in an emergency because it can be available without any additional supplies. There has always been controversy involving breastfeeding and HIV transmission. HIV is transmitted through bodily fluids, and breast milk is secreted through a gland. Not many studies have been made, but there is no evidence that HIV is spread through breast milk. Some researchers believe that it is possible, so many HIV mothers are strongly encouraged to not breastfeed. However, in other countries, there may be nothing else available to feed a baby. The baby would be at risk for malnutrition, which causes more death in third world countries than AIDS. Some studies have even showed that there is a possibility that breast milk may help fight HIV. In Africa and South Asia, mothers may be encouraged to dispose of their colostrum and give the baby only a local mix of water and ingredients. Some critics believe that the nutrition programs are only geared towards children instead of promoting breastfeeding. Yet, the damage of malnutrition has already occurred before the child is school age. This damage affects the growth and cognitive ability of children. Third world countries need more breastfeeding education. There may be no clean water source, formula mixes, or sterilization available. Even though there may be a possibility of HIV passing, it can be a matter of life or death with no other nutrition source available. Today we have discussed the importance of breastfeeding in our country as well as others. Sometimes the many benefits of breastfeeding outweigh the risks. More emphasis should be placed on breastfeeding throughout all countries. Breastfeeding has almost disappeared from our society. Our ancestors had no choice in the matter, and that may be the reason why our species has survived so long.
Well, that was good. That was really informative. I didn't know breast milk had all those parts.